this video, we're going to talk about what is the MPRE. So if you're a law student, I'm sure you've heard, at least from someone, whether it's a professor or another law student, reference or talk about the MPRE. So if you're wondering what is this all about, hopefully you'll get that information here. So first of all, the MPRE stands for the Multi-State Professional Responsibility Exam. This is an examination that is drafted and administered by the National Conference of Bar Examiners, often referred to as the NCBE. The other great thing to note about the MPRE is the fact that this is an exam that most jurisdictions require you to pass, but it's an exam that they allow you to take and pass while still in law school. This is unlike the bar exam, where normally to sit for the bar exam, passing law school is a prerequisite. So the great thing about the MPRE is it's an exam that you can take while you're still in that law school process before you've devoted time and taken steps to prepare for your bar exam. So now that you know what that MPRE stands for, you know who writes the test and who administers it, and the fact that you can take it during law school, what does it test? What is this all about? Well, the MPRE tests the established ethical rules that us as lawyers are supposed to be abiding by. These are simply and most commonly referred to as the model rules. So if you hear someone say the model rules, what they're referencing is the American Bar Association's model rules of professional conduct. And to be very specific, the MPRE is going to test the American Bar Association's model rules of professional conduct. This is unlike maybe your law school's professional responsibility class. For instance, I took a PR class where my teacher focused on our state-specific rules. Well, the MPRE is a national exam, so it's not going to test your specific jurisdiction's rules. Instead, it's going to test those ABA model rules of professional conduct. Now, that's not all that the MPRE can test. According to the National Conference of Bar Examiners, the MPRE can also test case law, rules, and legal ethic opinions that reflect majority law. So in other words, it is kind of helpful to make sure that you have your hands on a really great MPRE outline. That way, if there is something like a specific statute you're supposed to know about that is testable, that information should be in that outline so that you can make sure that you're reviewing everything that is testable for your MPRE examination. So the MPRE is administered 3 different times a year, and actually starting in 2020, the MPRE is going to be administered on weekdays, and it's going to be administered at testing centers electronically or on a computer. And more specifically, you're going to find that these are administered in March, August, and October of each calendar year. The MPRE consists of 60 multiple choice questions. 50 of those 60 questions are scored, and 10 of those questions that you encounter are considered experimental in nature. It's always best if you can answer all of the questions posed, but keep that in mind. Technically, your score is out of 50, not 60 questions. If you're taking this exam under usual timed constraints without any sort of extensions or accommodations, you're going to be taking this exam in 2 hours or less. Finally, each jurisdiction can set their own passing score. So depending on where you are hoping to practice law or where you live, I would be sure to check with your specific jurisdiction's rules about what they consider a passing score or not. So hopefully you found this video helpful to give you some background information about what is the MPRE, what it tests, when it's administered, and what you can expect. Best of luck in preparing for it.